So I talk to a lot of people who are trying to get themselves in the best shape possible. They're trying to become the highest version of themselves. They have all these dreams and these goals and these aspirations of becoming, the best version of themselves that they could possibly be. And one of the biggest things that I hear, and one of the biggest things that comes up of why they're not able to get there, why they're not able to continue to take the steps forward and really achieve their dreams and what they want in life, is a lack of consistency. Is the inability to stay consistent on moving towards that thing that they want, on their inability to put in the daily work and do the things that they need to do every single day to get that outcome that they seek. This is a plague upon society, and the reality is your lack of consistency is due in a large part to all of the distractions and all of the things that are put out here intentionally and unintentionally, just chaos, that distract you from doing what you know you need to do every day, bro. Every day there is a certain amount of action and input that needs to go into you achieving your goals. You want to get in the best shape possible, you want to get jacked, you want to get ripped. Well, guess what? You got to actually hit your macros every day. Well, guess what? You got to actually go and train in the gym on a consistent basis. I see so many people, oh, bro, I want to get a great physique. What are you doing? Okay, what work are you putting in? I'll give you a plan. I'll give you a blueprint, but guess what? You won't follow it. You won't follow it because your lack of consistency is so bad that you'll say you're going to go do something, and then you literally stick to it for 1, 2, 3 days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then you just fuck off and go do some random shit. And this is the biggest problem that we face too, is that you will tell people your goals. Okay, you're going to start telling people, hey, I'm going to go achieve this. Hey, I'm going to go do that. And then you say, all right, I'm on the path. They see you working out. They start to watch, because when you tell people you have a goal, when you tell people you're on a journey to become a higher version of yourself, that's a journey, and people will start to watch, and they will start to see you progress. And guess what happens? They watch you go and, put in some work for a week or 2 weeks, and then guess what? Then they see you fall off. Then they see you fall off and you never get back on. So everybody knows it, bro. Everybody can see your lack of consistency. You can see it. Everyone else who you've, talked about your goals and how you're going to achieve all these big things, and they watch you fall off, they can see it. And the sad part about that is, bro, is now you've just showed them that maybe it's not possible. Maybe it's not possible for you to get in the best shape that you could have possibly been in. Maybe it's not possible for you to build that business, or, to get that career that you wanted, or to do that, whatever your dream is. Maybe it's not possible because you were not able to stay consistent. You see, when you set a goal and you are trying to achieve it, you now become a leader in a way. You have now just taken the position of being a leader in a sense, because people are now watching your journey. So it's so important to develop consistency, and this is why I talk so much about daily habits. This is why I talk so much about discipline, is because that's how consistency is built. When you take discipline, and discipline is required when you're first beginning, when you take discipline to start those daily actions, you do that enough times, it becomes a habit, and then consistency isn't something that you got to worry about. The problem is people's level of discipline is so low in today's age because of instant gratification, because of, watching Netflix and playing video games all the time and scrolling on Instagram and freaking, doing drugs and alcohol and watching porn. Your ability to stay disciplined is so low, to stay focused is so low, that you can't even do it long enough to form a habit, which would make it possible for you to not have to worry about consistency anymore, bro. You got to get locked into the point where you understand that you're on a mission. When you set a goal, when you have a desire and a feeling for yourself, you have to understand that you have to follow through, because everyone else is watching you. And if you fail, that literally just proves to all the haters that you weren't able to make it. That just proves to everyone who thought, hey, maybe I could do that too. Now they can't do it. Now you've just let them down, not only yourself, but them. So you lose trust in yourself because you're lacking consistency, but you also lose trust now in everybody else who was watching you, because they see, oh, this guy can't do it. They thought maybe you would be different. Maybe you could be the one to actually push through this challenge and to achieve it. But then they see you fail and they go, oh, I'm not going down that path. So it's your duty, it's your responsibility to build consistency, to build discipline, and to build those daily habits that will turn you into the highest version of yourself. This morning, well, every morning, I set the intention to wake up at 4 a.m. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, right? But I set the intention to wake up at 4 a.m. because it builds a mindset of discipline. I don't want to do it, right? I don't, it's called, yeah, it's cool to be part of the 4 a.m. club. I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m., dude. In my past life and years ago, I would be waking up at 10, 11, a.m. That's what's ideal to me. But in order for me to build that mindset of discipline, in order for me to build those consistent habits, I'm the kind of person who does need to wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. because it's so uncomfortable that it shifts me into a whole new mindset. When I wake up that early, for me, that's a win. That's like a first win of the day. I'm like, wow, I actually just did something that was really difficult that I didn't want to do, and I followed through. And it sets the tone for the rest of the day. So this is why I wake up this early, because a lot of people say, well, why do you wake up that early, bro? It's not healthy and blah, blah. I don't give a fuck about optimizing for the perfect health. I'm on a journey here to try to become the highest version of myself. And I don't have all, I don't have like 100 years to get it done. I need to move fast. And so one of the tools that I use is this journal right here, and it's about reflection. If you're struggling with consistency, this is going to really help you. But first, this morning when I woke up, 4 a.m. my alarm goes off. I walk over to my phone, I pick it up, I shut it off, and I'm in pain. My body is in pain because yesterday I just hit a massive workout, a massive chest workout, and I'm in pain. I'm so tired. I'm in pain, and there was two options in that moment. I could have taken the option of I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to stay disciplined with this, and I'm going to go and do my 4 a.m. push-ups, post it on Instagram like I'm supposed to every morning, and I'm going to follow through with that. Or the other option is I can break consistency, break what I said I'm going to do, go lay back down in bed. Now, you might not think it's a big deal, because you're like, oh, well, yeah, dude, you hit a massive workout and you're in pain and you're really tired, so yeah, go back to bed and get the rest. But for me, that sets the tone for the rest of the day. So when I chose the easy option of going and laying back down into bed, even though, I got the rest, I woke up and my day was off. My energy was off. My vibration felt off. I felt off. And that's been carrying through the rest of my day. And as I'm making this video, I'm just trying to relate that back to you and say, when you choose the easy option, when you choose the path of least resistance in the sense of in the future it's going to make you better, but you choose the easy way out and you break that consistency, you're going to feel bad about yourself, bro. And everyone else around you is going to sense that energy. They're going to see your lack of consistency, and it's not going to help your situation. You're not going to be inspiring to them. You're not going to be showing them a better way of life. So it's really up to you to hone in and to lock in and really be like, all right, I'm going to do this no matter what. So this morning when I woke up and I went back to bed, I chose the easy option. And I do regret it. I regret it. But you may say, okay, well, what's the big deal about that? How do we get consistent? How do we lock in? What can we do about this? This book right here is what I call my reflection journal, okay? It's nothing crazy. It's just a small book that I use on a daily basis, right? Every morning I use this book, and I wake up in the morning, do what I got to do, then I sit down and I reflect on the previous day, and I reflect, what did I not achieve that I wanted to achieve, right? What was it that went wrong yesterday, and why did it go wrong? Because if you never reflect, if you never sit down and actually think about the previous day, what happens is you get so caught up in just the day-to-day grind and everything that you never actually lock in and you never discover what it was that blocked you from achieving what you wanted to achieve. So for example, last night, it was 12 o'clock. I started to go to bed. I was kind of tired. I was like, well, I should really get to bed, but I don't really want to wake up at 4 because I've only got 4 hours left. So I was already, in my mind, kind of messed up in terms of my thought process and my mindset. And so when I was writing in this morning of why I didn't wake up this morning, of what went wrong yesterday, what could I improve on, I realized I was up last night. When I could have gotten to bed by 10 and woken up at 4 and had plenty of energy, I was up late. What was I doing? Oh, distracting myself via YouTube, via social media, when I should have been locked in. When I should have been like, oh, I know I got to wake up tomorrow at 4 because people are watching me and because I said that this is something I'm going to do. But I'm actually now distracting myself via content and social media and just doing a bunch of random things around the house when I know that I need to lock in and get this done. So it's a matter of priority. What is the priority? Yeah, it may be important for you to, research that video or to do some research online or whatever. It may be important for you to sit down and watch that movie, but what's the priority? What takes precedent over one task over the other? And that's what you have to determine. And this book is essential in helping you reflect. So every morning, take out a journal, take out a piece of paper, write down what it was that stopped you from achieving those daily habits that you wanted to the day before. This right here, up here on the wall here, this is my habit tracker. And the habit tracker kind of lets me know where I'm at throughout the day in terms of the things that I need to get done. And it's roughly the same every day, right? But when I see a red mark on the habit tracker, I know that something went wrong. And then I use this book to think, what was it? What action? What distraction did I face? That took me off track. Because once you figure that out, then you can change. If you just keep doing the same thing and you never reflect, you're never going to change your daily habits. You're never going to lock in with that consistency. Because a large part of what keeps us from being consistent, even though we say we want to get shredded, even though we say we want to build that business, even though we say we want, our dreams and desires to come true, how come it doesn't happen then? Why does it that we derail ourselves through the process so often? Well, there's so many other things in life that distract us, right? Social media, video games, watching movies, drinking, smoking, doing drugs, right? Eating junk food. Any of those high dopamine activities really can derail you from doing what you need to do. Because a lot of times what we need to do are actually more difficult things, right? They're work, they're going to the gym, they're hitting your macros, they're staying consistent on your journey of just trying to grow as a man. And it's like, if you are doing a lot of high dopamine activities and a lot of vices, that's going to tell your brain basically that that's what we need to be focused on at all times. It's not going to want to do these things. It's not going to want to stay consistent with your habits. It's not, you go out and you're eating a bunch of sugar all day, a bunch of processed foods, a bunch of fast food. You're not going to want to start, hitting your protein goal every day and eating steak and eating all these, healthier things. You're not going to want to eat whole foods because all that other food is full of quick dopamine. And so your brain's going to chase that instead of locking in with the harder things that you need to do. So consistency is going to be the key to achieving your dreams and your goals. Consistency is what it takes, bro. And for me, it's like staying consistent with the gym, right? Staying consistent with that, staying consistent with my macros, staying consistent with producing content as I build my business online. This is the journey I'm on to become the highest version of myself. And as I go, I'm sharing these lessons and these messages and reminders with you so that we can both improve together, right? We both have to level up. We both have to really push ourselves to become the highest version that we can because our conscience is telling us it's time to level up, bro. It's time to ascend to a new level. You can't, if your conscience is telling you, bro, it's time to level up, why aren't you staying consistent? You know it's time for change. You know it's time to lock in. So get yourselves one of these books, a book on reflection that you reflect in every single morning and think about what daily habits did I not achieve yesterday and why did I not achieve them? What was it that held me back? 9 times out of 10, I'm telling you, it's going to be some kind of distraction. Oh, you didn't make it to the gym? Probably got distracted watching a movie. Probably got distracted on social media or YouTube or TV or something like that. Oh, you didn't count your macros for today? Why not? Probably because you got distracted by eating a bunch of junk food or anything like that. And again, consistency comes once you develop that habit. The consistency is just a result of forming a habit. Once you form that habit of going to the gym on the same day at the same time, you find yourself being effortlessly consistent because you formed a habit. But in order to actually do that, you need to have some discipline in the beginning to do what you don't want to do. And the reason why so many people aren't able to develop discipline is because they're constantly throwing themselves off with all these vices. This is why I preach in my thing when it comes to, because I help people with their daily habits, their mindset, their fitness, nutrition, all that. One of the biggest things, the reason why I preach, get rid of all the vices, get rid of the alcohol, get rid of the porn, get rid of, as much junk food as you can, get rid of these things, is because it's so much easier to develop discipline. It's so much easier to develop those daily habits and consistency when you aren't being distracted by other high dopamine activities, because those are they're gonna derail you so hard. Anytime I start to get distracted by high dopamine activity or a vice or something like that, it's so much more difficult for me to stay consistent, so much more difficult for me to stay disciplined. And it doesn't take much to derail you, bro. It really doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much. And it's kind of sad that that's how we are as humans, but that's just the way our brain's wired, man. It's not wired for this modern age where we have all these different things around us that are so high in dopamine. All these drugs, all these, all this quote unquote food, right? Which is essentially a drug that they've designed to keep us hooked. It's not made for that. So you have to intentionally fight against it. You have to fight against the system, and you have to develop that key discipline in those daily habits through the routine that's going to take you to where you want to go. So if you're struggling with consistency, man, understand that your lack of consistency is really going to break trust in yourself and break trust in the people who are watching you. And everybody can see what you're doing when you set out on a goal and objective. And it's so important to stay consistency so you can build that trust in you and so you can build trust in the other people who are watching you, because your family, your girl, your friends, when they see you going on this this quest, on this goal to achieve the highest version of yourself, if they see that you're consistent, that will also help them push you forward and be like, wow, bro, like you're fucking so consistent, so disciplined, like congrats to you, man, and keep going. And it's also going to inspire them to take action because they see that it's possible. So take this on, bro. As you go throughout your day, focus in on the daily habits that are going to bring you to the highest version of yourself. Listen to your conscience, and if you do those two things, your dreams and your desires will come true, my guy.